and we're looking at an AUD NZD crab pattern. So how I'm actually going to go ahead and copy this over is I like to utilize this timestamp you see right down here at the bottom. So as I move it left to right, you can see there's a date and a time that is listed there, and I'm going to use that to my advantage. But the first thing that I have to do is make sure that my time zone on my scanner matches my time zone on my trading view for this to be able to work. So I'm going to come down here, I'm going to hit Central Time, I'm going to come over to my trading view, I'm going to do the same thing, make sure these match up. Now from here, I can utilize the crosshairs that you guys see moving right here to make sure this is completely accurate. So I'm going to line this up with my D point, and it says July 12th at 1600. So that I'm going to come over here, look for July 12th at 1600, which is right down there. And I'm going to take this brush and make a mark. Now I'm going to come back over here to my C point, and I see June 30th, 8 o'clock. So I'm going to come all the way up here, find June 30th, 8 o'clock. My B point, June 29th, 8 o'clock. So that's right there. Make my mark. Come up to my A point. Which is right there, June 23rd, 2100. Which is right up there. And then lastly, I'm going to come down here to my X point and find that's at June 22nd, 8 o'clock. Right there. Once I've gone ahead and made all of these marks here for myself, I'm going to take this harmonic tool and draw from X to A to B to C and D. Now I'm going to pop back over, make sure this looks correct. It does. Now I always like to go ahead and clean up my mess here. I don't like to leave just random brush marks on my chart, so you can come over here and X out of those brush marks. And now I'm going to go ahead and draw my pitchfork from X to C to D. And it's going to look like this. Now, like I said earlier, the accuracy that you have here is extremely important. And so I want to drop this down to a lower time frame to be able to really zoom in on this. Now, you want to just drop it down to the lowest time frame that you can. When these scans are newer, you can get it all the way down to the minute, but this will actually only go back 2 weeks. And so if you can't get all the way back, you can absolutely go to the 5 minute. And we're going to take this magnifying glass, zoom in, and you guys see how off this is, how this should be placed here, but it's all the way down there. This will only get worse over time, and we are actually still trading with setups that we went ahead and marked up over a year ago at this point. And so it's very important that we take this time to zoom in and do this correctly now, because if this is off this much, it will be off much more a year from now. So super, super important that we do take the time to go ahead and do this. So we're going to come in, drop that down, and now we're going to go ahead and do the last one here, which is our X point. Zoom in and put that on correctly. Now, once you've gone ahead and done that, you can pop back up to the time frame you drew this on, and you are good to go. This is now a completely tradable setup that we can utilize. And as you see right here, guys, there is so much that does happen with this. We have this nice break and retest to our level here. another one up in here, and then up all the way up into here as well. And so this is just one setup that you can go ahead and continue to trade based off of. Now, when it comes for trade entry, for myself personally, I'm always going to be looking for one of two things, and that is a break and retest like you see here, or rejections off of a level like you see right in here. And so those are the two setups that I'm always going to look for based off of these. We have a confirmation checklist that we do go through each and every time that we look for a setup here. We are always going to look for pitchfork touch, now whether that's a break and retest or a rejection, and then we do go ahead and use at least two of these other confirmations here, but my partner Chance will be talking to all of you guys about that here in this next portion. But I want to thank you all for your time. I really hope you enjoy the rest of this event. I know it's going to be absolutely incredible, and Chance will be going ahead and taking it from here.
This concludes our course with Master Educator Sam Ghana inside Freedom Hall here on Academy Island. Don't forget to follow us on all socials and share what you've just learned with the hashtag Impact for a chance to win free merchandise every hour during the event. Click back to the schedule right now to attend your next virtual course for more exclusive learning. And we'll see you in the next session. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2020 Virtual Education Day for the I Am Mastery Academy here inside Freedom Hall. And now, please help me welcome your Master Educator for this session, Chance Ghana.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Chance Ghana. I'm hopping in here to take over after Sam broke down exactly how to draw these harmonic pitchforks. Now, I want to take you guys into the nitty-gritty and understand how to enter using a confirmation checklist. If you are new to the term confirmation checklist, do not worry. You can get this confirmation checklist on our Pip Talk channel, so you can get this. And if you're trading a different strategy, I strongly suggest that you use a confirmation checklist as well. This is something that really helped me in my trading to help take my consistency level up. In the beginning of my trading, I was hopping in trades for no apparent reason. I was hopping in trades just because I had one confirmation here, one confirmation there. I didn't have a consistent strategy that I was following, and I would strongly suggest that you have that, and having a confirmation checklist to help you read the story that the forex markets is telling you is going to be crucial. So this is a confirmation checklist we use. Every confirmation can only tell you one or two things. It's either going to tell you to buy or it is going to tell you to sell. You can see we have a list of confirmations here: pitchforks, quarter theory, 62 EMA, channels, and fibs. These are our main comments to show you how you can read the story that the forex market is telling you. Now, I have an example here on this AUD USD on a harmonic pitchfork that the trade setup that we're looking at is roughly 60 days old. So this harmonic scan was 60 days ago. This is why it's so important that we copy our harmonic scans over to TradingView, drop our pitchforks, save them, because 60 days later, you can still look for these trade opportunities like this one that we are going to be breaking down today. Now, one thing we do is we get our trade opportunities from the higher time frame. So like you can see see here, this is the harmonic pitchfork from the 1 hour time frame. But when I'm looking at getting in, when I'm looking at my entries, I'm hopping down to the 1 minute chart. Yes, that's right, the 1 minute chart. That is where we go to focus on our entries. So when I dive in here to this pitchfork, I want to focus right in here on this middle zone, because I think this is something that's pretty interesting, at least for me as a forex trader. When I see the market coming up to these levels, and actually I can show you how price goes up on this level, on this level, on this level, on this level, and then all the way up to here. You can see how price is rolling through these levels. Now, every time price comes to a level, one of two things can happen. It's either going to hit it and reject, or it's going to break, retouch, and continue. That's what's going to happen on our pitchfork levels. Now, how do we know which one is going to happen? You have to read the story. That is constantly what I tell myself as a trader, is read the story. What is the story? Because if you're reading the story in the story in the markets is going to be ever changing. It's not a consistent thing. It's not solid. It's not, rock solid staying there at one side. It's going to be adjusting. The story is going to be ever changing. So when I turn on our extra indicators here, you can see extra levels. And I want to go back. We'll go back even down to here. Go back a little farther. Sorry about that. Right here is where we're going to go. So when we look right here at this level, I want you guys to see when price is coming up to this level here, instantly you see price hit our quarter theory level. Now, if you guys are new to quarter theory, this is mathematical support and resistance. Really, the only thing you got to know about quarter theory, mathematical support and resistance. There's other stuff to know about quarter theory, but it's not important for this right here. So when I'm looking at this quarter theory, I'm looking at a rejection, rejection, rejection. Quarter theory is telling me to sell. So when I come over here and I look at my confirmation checklist, when I'm looking at quarter theory, I'm thinking sell. Now, when I come over here and I look at my pitchfork, price is kind of stalling out on our pitchfork, but we can't quite tell. It's a little bit above, a little bit below, so it's still kind of a 50-50. Technically, if I zoom in here really close, you can see price is above our pitchfork this second, so it would be a buy being above our pitchfork, but right now it's kind of in no man's zone, so we can't really read from what the pitchfork is saying. Now, I'm looking for 3 solid confirmations telling me what's going to happen in the markets. Now, when I'm looking here on the 62 EMA, the 62 EMA is giving me confirmations for a buy because price is on top of the 62 EMA. So when we're looking for a trade opportunity here, we're looking for 3 confirmations to align. And right now, I have pitchfork, which is kind of I'm not real sure about it. It's a little bit towards the buy side. I have quarter theory that's telling me sell. I have 62 EMA that's telling me buy. And then if I draw a trend line right here, just collecting our touches on this trend line, 1 touch here, and I'd probably snug it up and probably just keep it down here. We'll keep it down here. So 1, 2 touches here. This trend line's really in effect. Honestly, the best spot would be right about here, getting a couple touches in this zone. And one thing to notice here with these trend lines, when you're drawing trend lines, especially on lower time frames, there is going to be a little slippage like this or a little gap there. Totally fine. We can tell there is an uptrend taking place. So the trend is in the upward direction. If I channel it here, just clone this, drag it to the other side, line it up with a couple touches up here, you can tell that this channel is moving to the upside. So now I have a story being told to me right now. I have an upward channel. That's one thing that's happening. So when I look over here at my confirmation checklist, I can start seeing the story. So the channel is in an upward direction. Channel touches the channel. It's going off of our channel in our favor. So here's a channel touch looking to go to the upward side. Okay, so 62 saying up. Now let the market play out here. Let the market play out. Notice how the market kind of stalls, and then shoots up. Now, here's one thing that, Christopher Derrick has said over and over and over again: no retest, no entry. No retest, no entry. So when you see the market taking off, when you see the market pulling away, don't get scared. Don't get scared because, boom, what's going to happen? That retest. The retest happens. The market pulls back. This is where you're looking for your trade opportunities. If you want to even get pretty exact on here and start looking for fibs, you can even zoom into this move right here. Throw a fib on this from the low right here to the high up here. And you can see this does come down and give a almost perfect, it looks, I mean, nearly to the wick, perfect touch right here on our 786. Now let's look at the story that's being told right here. Based on this Fibonacci, the 786 fib is saying buy. Now we also have the pitchfork, which we had a break retouch, is saying buy. We have the 62 EMA that's saying buy. We have the uptrend that's saying buy. We have price above quarter theory saying buy. You understand how all our confirmations now are saying the same thing. So when I'm talking about being able to read the story, I use my confirmation checklist right here to help me understand what's going on in the markets. Now, I don't use every indicator that's out there. There are so many indicators, there are so many tools, there's so much noise in the forex markets. What I strongly suggest you do is find a strategy that works for you. I've been trading this strategy now for over 2 years consistently, running with these confirmations, running with this, working on it, and understanding that if I'm using these levels, if I'm using these confirmations, if I'm using these together, I'm going to see consistency in what I do. And this is where I really want you guys to understand, because a lot of traders will fall off and will have slumps or will have down streaks. And I'm in no way saying that if you have a confirmation checklist, every time these 3 checks are checked, it's going to guarantee move that way. Absolutely not. That is not how the forex markets work. But what I'm saying here is that you can go back and have an accountability for yourself. Because when I was first trading, I would just look at the markets, and I would just look at the market right here, and I'd be like, well, quarter theory says sell, so I'd sell it. Or I would say pitchfork says buy, so I'd buy it. And I would have put the entire story together using a variety of confirmations. So we're back testing here, looking at this opportunity. If you were to hop in right when this started making that upward move, maybe you let it get above this quarter theory level, anywhere in there, you hop in, you get your 10 pip stop loss. Even if you let it get back into that channel, you'd be fine there. And you can let these trades play out. Now, as you let your confirmations play out, exiting is a whole different ballgame. You see the market plays out, takes its time here, and then starts making its move. Now, once price starts making its move, we have a variety of different exit strategies. I'm not going to talk about them today. Again, we do talk about them on Go Live every single week. So make sure you guys hop on Go Live and you can see that there. But I just want to go back in time, and I want to show you guys one more confirmation, one more setup here where you can read the story playing out in the forex markets. Now we're going to be looking for the opposite direction of the market. So that was a buy opportunity. We're going to look for a sell opportunity right here. And I want you guys to see what is working right here in this zone. We see this nice clean sell off of our quarter theory, but what else is happening in this zone? That's what I want to talk about here, and this is what we're going to finish the call off with at our section here of the session. So when we're looking at this, you're looking at there is an uptrend here. We got 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, and then we got another 4th touch here, and we have this uptrend going. So let me back it up and let's read what does the market say right here at this point. So if I'm looking at the market right here at this point, how do I break down these confirmations? I break down the confirmations, I read them one at a time. Pitchfork. You notice how price is pushing down off our pitchfork level? Well, if price is pushing down off our pitchfork level and it's underneath our pitchfork, that is giving us a sell confirmation. Now notice, price is above our 62 EMA, price is above our quarter theory, price is above with our trend line, our upward channel. If you clone this right here, sometimes it's easier to see the channels when it's in that upward direction. So we have, now this is what I want you to pay attention to, we have 3 things saying buy, 1 thing saying sell. So that is not where, when I saw that in the very beginning, I'm like, okay, so I'm going to buy. I have 3 things saying buy, 1 thing saying sell, so I'm just going to go 3 is better than 1, right? Absolutely not. You don't want the entire story. I let the market play out its move. So what I consider this right here, this is price stuck in a trap. You want to know how I'll consider taking a buy opportunity here? I'll consider taking a buy opportunity when price breaks above this pitchfork, retest down to this level. And then what would be saying buy as well? That's right, my pitchfork level would be saying buy, as well as my quarter theory, 62 EMA, and upward channel. Everything would be saying buy, saying the same confirmations. Now, if I'm looking for a sell opportunity, I need to see price break underneath, retest back. In a perfect world, I'd love to see it retest all the way back up here and then do one of these moves, but it's not already made that move. You see that? It already made that move. It already made that move up to our pitchfork level, and now it's starting to make that reversal for us. So when that reversal starts to take over and you start to see price moving like this and getting underneath right there, here's what I want you to focus on. When you see price get right here in this zone, now everything's starting to say the same story. As well as if you look over here for a fib, I look at the high right here, drag it down to the low right here, nothing on the fib side. So we don't have fibs there, so fibs aren't applying here. So what else is playing out? Well, our pitchfork is still saying sell. Remember, break, retest. Now your trend's saying sell because it broke and retested the uptrend. Now the 62 EMA is saying sell. Now the quarter theory is saying sell. So now we have all four confirmations in here saying sell. That's where we're gonna want to hop in this this sell opportunity here. You hop in, you get your 10 pip stop loss right there, looking for price to come down here to this extension level, get your 2-to-1 risk to reward on the setup. And then as we saw before, price did end up falling down in this zone, going right to that extension level. So I want you guys to understand, when we're taking a look at the markets and we're seeing these trade opportunities, don't fall in love with one confirmation. Understand the story that is being told to you, and how you're going to understand this story is by being able to read multiple confirmations. So being able to put these confirmations together, being able to read the you to be able to read this story, put the story together, and be confident to execute when you're seeing the story play out. Now, how can you learn about all these confirmations, all this stuff? All you have to do is check out our Go Live channels. Guys, we have Go Live, 9 hours a week of education. Go onto the forex side. You'll see us over there. Thank you guys so much for your time today. Hopefully you guys learned something here. And again, when you hop into the markets and you're focused on taking these trade opportunities, make sure you're reading the full story. Don't just see one confirmation and just take your picture. See everything playing out. And I would strongly suggest, if you don't have it now, go get yourself a confirmation checklist. No matter what trading strategy you are using, this is something that is very, very helpful to help keep your stats, to be able to come back, look at your stats later on to know why you took trades, because a week or 2 weeks from now, you're not going to know why you took a buy on Euro USD. But if you come back and you look at your confirmation checklist and you say, oh, I had a pitchfork touch, I had quarter theory, I had a channel touch, I maybe had a fib as well, that's why I took the buy. Well, now you're going to see with statistical evidence what's happening and why you're taking trades. So guys, this is something that really, really helped me stay more consistent and trade less emotionally as a trader. Hopefully this helps you too. Thank you guys so much for your time.